Hi, everyone. We will be presenting our application Be Well, and we are Team Serendipity, comprising of Salma, Satvik, Palash, and me. I'm Tina. Now, our problem context is that service hours are required for Seattle Public High School students and Seattle High School students overall. However, we will be focusing on Seattle Public School students. And essentially, we want to increase the community connections that high school students can get through community service. We also found that the more time young and old people spend together, the more both parties benefit. Now, not everyone has the luxury of having family members nearby, whether it be elderly who might go to family members for help, or youth who might go to family members for help and advice. As such, our problem statement is how might high school students ages 13 through 18 achieve elderly mentor bonds and community involvement in a way that earns them service hours? Now, doing more research into this, we found that service hours are not taken very seriously. However, students do want to be of help. One student even stated, I want to be like Nipsey Hussle for the hood. Certain populations of elderly also face language barriers, as well as overall elderly face functional limitations to daily living tasks, such as changing a light bulb, which might be extremely simple for a high school student, but a lot more difficult when you have arthritis or other functional limitations you might encounter as an elderly person. There's also the last issue of loneliness. Now, someone who might be using our app is Sabrina. She needs help picking up groceries from the grocery store. However, due to bad weather and the bus being closed, she's unable to reach it. She can use the platform to post a task, and a high school student can help her out. The time committed will count towards the student's community service, and the two might be able to even start a bond as a result of this, talking to each other, sharing conversation, the like.
So for our key concepts, we have two main ones. The first one being to provide students with meaningful experiences where they can find mentorship and elderly wisdom as they complete their service hours. Students get to help the elders in their community while also receiving mentorship and service hours which are applied to their high school diploma. The second point is to provide elderly with companionship and opportunities to request aid from those willing to help. This is important to the audience because mobility issues and loneliness are something the elderly community constantly struggle with, and getting meaningful service hours is what students struggle with, so it'd be mutually benefiting each other. So for our user testing and validation, we validated the prototype of our solution with our audience of 6 students and elderly. By testing our prototype, we in turn helped the guidance of the direction of our design. We realized that less means more, and too much information can be overwhelming for the elderly, and that minimal designs were preferred.
Now on to our video.
As the stakeholder number one, which are the elderly people, I can log into the web application. On my home screen, I can view my previous tasks and check their status, such as completed, claimed, or unclaimed. To add a new task, I can go onto the Add Task tab and enter the required information, such as the category and number of estimated hours. After submitting the task, I can go back to my home screen and check its status. As the stakeholder number two, which are the high school students, I can log into the web application and view my claim tasks. I can also update their status by clicking on the complete one. I can also view my service hour progress. To claim a new task, I can go onto the available tasks page and again claim whichever task I feel meets my estimated service hours. I can go to the history to view my previously completed tasks which counted towards the service hour. I can go to the accounts page and update any information such as the targeted service hour goals. As the faculty of a high school, I can log in as an admin to the web application. I can monitor the students' progress and check on their completed hours and also edit the goal hours or any other information needed. Thank you.
Lastly,
As the stakeholder number
some ethical considerations to keep in mind is that the greatest danger is obviously from data breaches, and senior citizens as a group are particularly vulnerable to fraud. We also want to prioritize the values of community building and facilitating cross-generational bonds. And by doing so in an ethical and safe way, we want to restrict access, ensure user authentication and verification through 2FA, and also enlist TSL and SSL encryption. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy our application.